Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Softball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, TruMoo, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the 2016 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Soccer Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We'll continue to turn up the heat in Fort Dodge, Iowa, as we have the Iowa Farm Bureau Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Championships at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, as we have two more teams that will be looking for their third win in 3 days, as the 6th-ranked Oskaloosa Indians take on top-ranked Carlisle, and the winner will be crowned the 4A state champions. Alongside Kathy Creighton, I am Brad Wells, and Kathy, we have a phenomenal matchup on the diamond, but a great coaching matchup as well here in this 4A game.
Yes, Coach Jim Flaws for Carlisle has over 1,000 wins, and he just attained that this season with over 30 years of experience. And Jay Harms from Oskaloosa has over 39 years of coaching experience and has attained his 800th win this season.
Now let's take a look at what they'll put on the field here in this 2016 4A title game. We'll begin with the Carlisle Wildcats, a very aggressive team offensively, and boy, can they hit the ball up and down the lineup.
They lead all classes with over 400 average for the whole team. They're going to be tough to hit.
Got that #1 team batting average in all of Iowa high school softball. Agatha Beyer, one of the big sticks, hits over 500.
Yes, and her slugging percentage is an awesome over 900%.
All right, let's take a look at the Oskaloosa Indians. Just the school's second trip to state, but this year's team has some state experiences. They were here just in 2014.
Yes, their pitcher, Alexis Groot, was their starting pitcher in 2014 and has started the last 4 years for Oskaloosa. Some of their top batters are returning from as well from the 2014 team.
And we'll get things started here in Class 4A as we have Carlisle, the Wildcats, ranked #2, Oskaloosa #4, as the temperatures do continue to rise here, as we'll have a new champion here in Class 4A, Dallas Center Grimes, winning in 2015. And Kathy, should be a very fun game here today.
This will be a big offensive matchup. Both these teams have great batting averages.
Super hot as you see people in short sleeves, tank tops, but a little breeze through here as well, making it fairly comfortable for the fans. The wind blowing out as well. So a hitter's environment right now.
It will be. We hope to see some home runs. Those are exciting.
We take a look at some awards going on the field. We'll send it up to PA announcer Jim Stokes.
1,000 career victories and has won various coaching awards. He's a member of the IGHSAU Basketball and Softball Hall of Fames, along with the Upper Iowa University and the National High School Athletic Coaches Association's Hall of Fame. Character Counts named Rick as its Coach of the Year in 2011. Rick has been active in the Iowa Girls Coaches Association for many years. He was president of the organization in 1995 and 96, served on various committees, while he and his wife Jetra have run the IGCA website since its inception. He's currently a member of the IGHSAU Softball Hall of Fame Committee. Rick and his wife Jetra are the parents of son Tosh and Travis. The couple are also grandparents to Greta, Gil, Tessa, and Amelia. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Softball Golden Plaque of Distinction winner from ADM, Rick Dillinger. 2016 marks the 35th year that the greatest high school softball players in Iowa have been inducted into the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Softball Hall of Fame. Today, 4 more of the state's greats join 113 of their peers as this year's Hall of Fame inductees. Presenting Hall of Fame awards, representing the Iowa Farm Bureau Board of Directors from Region 5 is Mark Buskell. Now let's meet this year's class. Our first inductee started at Solon High School from 2002 to 2007. Playing shortstop and hitting leadoff, she was the table setter for Solon's high-scoring teams that reached the state tournament all 5 seasons she played, bookending her career with state titles in 8th grade and her senior year. She was named to 4 all-tournament teams and was captain of the 2007 all-tournament team as a senior. With a career batting average of over 400, she was named to 5 all-state teams and was twice named to elite all-state squads. As a senior, she was the Class 2A Player of the Year when she batted .452 with 10 home runs, 65 runs batted in, and 60 runs scored. She signed with the University of Iowa and played a significant role for the Hawkeyes. A full-time starter for her junior and senior seasons, she enjoyed her best year in 2010, hitting .274 with 6 home runs and 24 RBIs. She was an academic All-Big Ten performer her senior season. Finishing her undergraduate studies at Iowa, she attended law school at Creighton University, earning her law degree in 2014. She now lives in Omaha, where she's opened her own law practice, specializing in family law. Let's welcome her back to Rogers Park. Welcome her to the Iowa High School Softball Hall of Fame from Solon, Jenny Schulke. As great as our next Hall of Famer's pitching statistics were, they could have been even more impressive had she not been part of one of the greatest pitching tandems in state history. She teamed with fellow All-Stater TRACIE Hammond from 1984 to 1988, and they combined to win 227 games with just 54 losses in a 5-year span. The dynamic duo was just the second tandem in state softball history to have 100 or more pitching victories while graduating in the same class, where they led Garnavillo to 3 state tournament appearances. She finished her career with a 127-41 record with a career ERA of 0.63. She struck out 1,166 batters in her career while tossing 10 no-hitters and 4 perfect games. She was a 3-time All-State selection and became the first 1A player to be named Iowa's Overall Player of the Year in 1988. Her career guided her to Mount Mercy, and her name dots the Mustang record book. She is the school's career leader in wins and ranks in the top 5 in career strikeouts and earned runs average. She was an NAIA Scholar Athlete and was a 2-time All-Conference selection. She was inducted into the Mount Mercy Athletic Hall of Fame in 2000. Since graduating from Mount Mercy, she's been married to Steve Schmelzer for the past 23 years. She currently works for State Farm Insurance and resides in northern Colorado. Welcome to the Softball Hall of Fame from Garnavillo, TRACIE, HELLE, Schmelzer. Our next inductee becomes the first BCLUW player to achieve induction into the Softball Hall of Fame. She pitched for the Comets from 2006 to 2010 and is just one of 36 pitchers in Iowa history with 150 or more pitching victories, compiling a 150 and 15 career record with 3 seasons winning 35 or more games. She saved her best stuff for the postseason, She pitched every inning of every regional and state softball game that BCL-UW played in during her 5-year career. She led the Comets to back-to-back state championships in 2009 and 2010. In a memorable 16-inning 2009 regional final game against Vinton-Shellsburg, she pitched all 16 innings, striking out 33 batters, and hit a leadoff triple to plate the state qualifying winning run. At Rogers Park, she was just as dominant, pitching 42 innings, allowing just 1 run, while striking out 75 batters in 6 state tournament games. When her career was finished, she had 1,796 career strikeouts, was a 3-time All-State selection, and named Iowa's Gatorade Softball Player of the Year in 2010. Similar success followed her to Northern Iowa. She became the Panthers' career leader in strikeouts after her sophomore season and compiled a record of 79-44 with 767 career strikeouts. She was a 2-time first-team Missouri Valley All-Conference selection and helped the Panthers reach the NCAA tournament in 2013. Following her undergraduate studies, she remained at Northern Iowa to attend graduate school to study school counseling. She'll begin her first job next month as a school counselor at Emmitsburg and will receive her master's in professional school counseling later this year. While studying, she spent time as an assistant softball coach at Cedar Falls for 2 seasons and is newly married. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome her back to Rogers Park from BCL-UW, Jamie Fisher-Kruger. Today's final inductees start at Waterloo West from 2007 to 2011 and is the first Wallhawk to be inducted into the IGHSAU Softball Hall of Fame. Her athletic ability enabled her to be a star in basketball, track and field, and softball. She was a 3-time All-State selection in basketball and was a 3-time state qualifier in the shot put, winning the 4A shot put crown as a senior. However, the softball diamond was her field of choice. She was a 5-year starter and a 5-time All-State selection for Waterloo West. Although she was an outstanding pitcher, she was most feared at the plate. She hit 10 or more home runs her last 3 seasons of softball. As a sophomore, she hit .561, leading Waterloo West to its first ever trip to the state softball tournament. As a junior, she posted a .613 batting average with 16 home runs and 59 RBIs. Her final season was her finest, earning Class 4A Co-Player of the Year honors while batting .625 with 17 home runs. A Class 4A best 44 stolen bases with 73 walks and 37 RBIs. Her 54 career home runs was the Iowa State high school record until it was eclipsed last year. Heavily recruited, she signed with softball powerhouse Alabama and continued to excel. As a freshman, she played a key role in the Crimson Tide's national championship team. She played in 2 more college softball World Series. She enjoyed her best season in 2014 when she hit .339 with team highs in both home runs and runs batted in. An outstanding student that was the valedictorian of her Waterloo West senior class, she's returned to her home state and is living and working in the Waterloo area. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one of the state's top sluggers home from Waterloo West, Hall of Famer Jaden Spencer. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 35th class of the Iowa High School Softball Hall of Fame, from Solon, Jenny Schulke, from Garnabillo, TRACIE HELLE, from BCL-UW, Jamie Fisher, and from Waterloo West, Jaden Spencer. Congratulations.
And congratulations to those Hall of Fame inductees, and Kathy, quite an honor for them. Very important to be able to recognize softball players of the past that excelled, give these kids really some fantastic role models.
The Softball Hall of Fame in Iowa is legendary. It's been a long time that we've had softball here in Iowa for girls. A lot of other states didn't have girls sports. Iowa started it way back. So we are lucky.
Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union doing a phenomenal job through all their sports, through their Hall of Fame ceremonies and inductions and selections of those players. And we'll see if we have a few future Hall of Famers in front of us here the rest of today.
there might be some out there. There's a couple of really good pitchers in this matchup.
No doubt that Benton Community pitcher Amber Pfizer put up some phenomenal numbers as the Benton Bobcats winning the Class 3A title, and the 4A championship game underway in just a little bit here as second-ranked Carlisle takes on number 4 Oskaloosa. It'll be Carlisle in the red and yellow, and Oskaloosa in the black and white, as the discussion at home plate gets things going. We talked about the head coaches as we see them both there. Jay Harms for Oskaloosa, and for Carlisle, Jim Flaws. A lot of experience and a lot of wins out there on the field.
Yes, almost 75 years combined coaching experience. What a matchup for today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Harlan Rogers Sports Complex in this 4A championship softball game between the Wildcats from Carlisle and the Indians from Oskaloosa. Let's meet the non-starters first for the visitors from Carlisle. Number 03, Kennedy Preston. Number 8, Tiara Rogers. Number 15, Sarah Scott. Number 19, Mara Judish. Number 20, Meredith Hoffman. Number 24, Alexis Wyckoff. Number 26, Paige Mercer. Number 39, Marissa Reed. Number 47, Reagan Wyckoff. Number 53, Madison Nesselrode. Number 54, Paige Kane. Number 60, Carly Van Zandt. Number 81, Mackenzie Wright. And number 94, Delaney Schnothorst. The manager is Kelsey Woodruff. The assistant coaches for Carlisle are Lee Brecht, Justin Flaws, Sam Davidson, and Penny Cope Freeman. And now let's meet the starters for Carlisle. Catching, leading off and catching, number 40, Agatha Byer. Batting second, playing second base, number 10, Courtney Joyner. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 2, Mackenzie Losey. Batting fourth and pitching, number 75, Gabby Schnothorst. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 93, Alyssa Brown. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 5, Taylor DUBOIS. Batting seventh and playing center field, number 7, Liv DUBOIS. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 46, Emily Twist. And batting ninth, the designated player, number 77, NATALIE McCormick. Playing right field, the flex, number 30, Caitlin Hockett. The head coach for the Carlisle Wildcats is Mr. Jim Flaws. And now for the non-starters for the home team from Oskaloosa. Number 3, Emily Richmond. Number 5, Chloe Bassard. Number 6, Megan Mormon. Number 11, Summer Smith. Number 14, Taylor Green. Number 15, Taylor Wills. And number 23, Chrissy McCombs. The assistant coaches for Oskaloosa are Ciara Velasquez and Connie Groot. Now let's meet the starters for Oskaloosa. Playing shortstop, number 9, Kylie SILLIMAN. Batting second, playing right field, number 1, Anna Jones. Batting third, playing second, number 7, Aubrey Miller. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 21, Alexis Westerkamp. Batting fifth and playing center field, number 24, Alexis Veru. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 20, Ava Vanderwall. Batting 7th, the designated player number 2, Ashley Kindley. Batting 8th and playing third base, number 22, Devin Welsh. Batting 9th, playing left field, number 8, Josie Bonnell. And pitching in the flex, number 10, Alexis Groot. The Indians' head coach is Mr. Jay Harms. And now our umpires for this contest. At first base, Mr. Delbert Christensen. At third base, Mr. Myron Jack. And calling the balls and strikes, the crew chief, Mr. Mike Crozier. Ladies, coaches, and fans, it's time for state championship softball.
All right, let's get things rolling here in Class 4A as we take a look at the defense for the Oskaloosa Indians and what they'll start with defensively in this 4A matchup. As take a look at the outfield, Josie Bonnell in left, Alexis Vrew in center, Anna Jones in right. Across the infield from third to first, Devin Welch, Kylie Silliman, Aubrey Miller, Ava Vandewall, Alexis Westerkamp behind the plate. And inside that pitcher circle, a returning first-team All-Stater in Alexis Groot. And there is a look at Alexis, 16-2 on the season, a 1.29 ERA, over 200 strikeouts on the season. She's a tough one in the circle.
She's going to be tough today. She's got a battery of pitches behind her. She told us she had a fastball, a rise ball, a curve, and a change.
And let's take a look at the Carlisle batting order as Agatha Beyer will get things started. Then it will be Joyner, Losey, Schnathorst, Brown, DuBois, as well as Twist and McCormick, designated player for the Carlisle Wildcats. Agatha Beyer, a big piece of this Carlisle offense as we take a look at the Oskaloosa keys and for them take advantage of the opportunities, attention to details.
They need to keep doing the little things correct. They need to play the mental game the right way.
Carlisle will try and take some extra bases if Oskaloosa lets their guard down here.
Carlisle is very aware of what's going on the field. If you're not looking, they will take an extra base on you.
Carlisle has been here before, their 15th state tournament appearance. They've won it all. They've been state champs 4 times, the last time in 2010. For Oskaloosa, their second trip to state. Groot gets it going with a strike on the first pitch. Oskaloosa very excited to be in the state championship game. And there's strike 2 as Groot goes to work for the Indians.
Don't underestimate this particular batter. She is batting over 500 this year.
And a called strike 3. 3 pitches, and it's a strikeout for Alexis Groot. The junior for the Indians gets things started just how head coach Jay Harms wanted it.
Boy, that pitch looked right down the middle to me. I don't know how you could take that one. They're going to have to be a little more aggressive on the plate.
First pitch misses high. This is Courtney Joyner, the second baseman for Carlisle. See her average there over 500 as well, 17 RBIs. And there's a called strike. So Alexis Groot continues to pump that strike zone. And getting ahead in the count, a big key for many of these pitchers that have their teams here in the state championship game today.
It is. Now they can throw a pitch away. Let the batter look at a pitch or two. Make them chase something they want them to chase. Oh, she's being real patient at the plate right now.
Groot, the junior, in the pitcher circle. Here's the 1-1. Foul back foul.
That's what you have to do. If you don't like that pitch, foul it off. Wait for one that you like.
We'll talk a little bit more about this As you see, Joyner jogs down to first base, touches the base, and then comes back to the batter's box. Something that every single kid on this Carlisle squad does. Here is Groot, and it's another strikeout for Alexis Groot.
It's getting them off to a great start. At least this one.
There's another look at that pitch. Hits that outside corner very nicely.
Very nice. That's where the pitcher wanted it. Not within reach.
So here is Mackenzie Losey, the shortstop for Carlisle. Bats third in the lineup. To the plate here in the first inning with 2 away. As Groot misses up high. There's a look at Alexis Groot. Again, a first-team All-Stater a year ago when she was a sophomore. Misses up high. Now she's got her Oskaloosa squad in the state title game here in her junior season. And she is dealing in this first inning. But down 3-0 here on the batter, Losey. There's a called strike.
That's a good pitch to take. You've got 3 balls. Make that pitcher throw one in there now.
Mackenzie Losey, 47 RBIs, second best for the Wildcats this season. Big swing and a miss. The count goes full.
Pitch across the plate. Let's see what the pitcher has now. Is she going to make her chase one?
Groot with 2 strikeouts already here in this first inning. Fouled straight back. And we'll have another payoff pitch coming.
There's the jog down to first base. We found out that was been a tradition since the 1990s.
1991, that's right. Carlisle had a kid laid a bunt down, did not run it out, hit a rock. There's the 3rd strikeout for Alexis Groot, and the junior has the Oskaloosa defense relaxed and heading to the dugout. They'll get their bats out as we go to the bottom of the first, but here it is, 1, 2, 3, all Ks in the first.
That was a pitch up a little bit out of the zone, but she chased it.
Hey, thank you.
So now we take a look at the Carlisle Wildcats defense as we go across the outfield left to right. Emily Twist, a senior. Olivia DuBois, a freshman. Caitlin Hockett is a senior in right field. Across the infield, Taylor DuBois at third. Mackenzie Losey at shortstop. And Courtney Joyner, a senior at second base. Losey and Joyner, both seniors, as well as first baseman ALYSSA Brown, also a senior. Behind the plate, Agatha Beyer, a junior, a third-team All-Stater back in 2015. And on the mound, another returning first-team All-Stater from a year ago, Gabby Schnothorst, who won her 100th career game this season. She is 32-5 on the season. With a .90 ERA. 193 Ks after her totals from the quarterfinals and the semifinals round.
We might see a lot of Ks in this particular game. Both of these are great, great pitchers.
Here's a look at Oskaloosa's batting order. SILLIMAN, Jones, Miller will lead it off, followed by Westerkamp, Vrew, Vandewall, Kindley, Welch, and Bennell. And the first pitch.
That rise ball got away just a little bit. Shouldn't be any nerves here. Experienced pitcher.
Experienced batter as well. And Kylie SILLIMAN, the shortstop, a second-team All-Stater from a year ago. She's the team's #2 pitcher as well. The ground ball, third base. DuBois makes the throw over to Brown, and Carlisle able to retire the first batter that Oskaloosa sends to the plate.
That's a great job by Gabby here, getting that ground ball for the first out. It's a great start for her team.
And Jones, it's a grounder. This is the shortstop, Losey, over to first. And in time Snowers now working very quickly. Here's a look at the Carlisle Wildcats' keys to the game. Stay aggressive on the bases offensively, but then play with confidence, and that's on both sides of the ball.
That is on both sides. Both of these teams are have very good batting averages, and Carlisle swipes a lot of bases.
Ball.
Aubrey Miller, the second baseman, at the plate for Oskaloosa. That's Gabby Snothorst in the pitcher circle. Dealing to Miller, the number 3 batter. Another ground ball, fielded nicely by DUBOIS. And Carlisle says we can go 1, 2, 3 on defense as well. First inning is complete. No runs across, no hits for either team.
A ground ball, a strikeout, it doesn't matter. Both teams had 1, 2, 3. A great start for both.
All right, let's go to our sideline reporter, Mark Amadeo, standing by. Mark.
All right, Brad and Kathy, and what an afternoon we have. The temperature keeps going up. The wind is going right to left here in Game 2 of our championship series up here in Fort Dodge. And you look at this Carlisle team under head coach Jim Flaws, who last year sat out, but back this year they've won 28 in a row going into today's game. And Jay Harms at Oskaloosa, and you might have mentioned earlier, they lost 4 of the last 5 regular season games before the tournament started. They had their pitcher and a few other injuries going down, but they had won 11 in a row during the season. So both teams well tested and well coached, and lots of excitement here. We look forward to talking to them throughout the game in the 3rd inning, and we'll visit with Rick Dillinger, the recipient of the Girls Union Golden Plaque Distinction Award that was presented earlier before this contest. Back to you, Brad and Kathy.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Yeah, Coach Jim Flaws, there you see him. His 33rd year coaching softball, 30th season with Carlisle. We mentioned earlier he won his 1,000th career game this season. His son is head coach at Van Meter. They'll be in the championship game later today in their class. He's got some other family members on staff as well. A lot of softball coaches in that Flaws family.
Yes, Jim Flaws has a twin brother who is coaching on his staff. His son coaches at Van Meter. His son also told him that he got to state faster than Dad. Made sure that he knew that.
They were both keeping track,
yes,
but the son's got to bring it up. Yeah. All right, Carlisle back to work offensively here. Gabby Snothorst, the pitcher, will lead things off here in the 2nd inning as Alexis Groot back into the pitcher's circle after 3 strikeouts in the 1st inning. The first one looking and the next 2 swinging. There's Gabby Snothorst, over 500 for her batting average at 525. That one misses up high. 2 balls, no strikes on Snothorst. There's a called strike.
Right at the top of the strike zone. You want to hit those edges. You don't want to throw it right down the middle. Those are mistakes. You don't want to hit those mistakes.
Ball.
That one misses outside. So 3 balls, no strikes now, as Alexis Groot really working from behind in the count for the first time in that pitcher's circle. Snothorst trying to take advantage. Looks at strike 2.
Well, you can be patient to a point. You can't be patient now. When you have 2 strikes, you've got to hit something that you don't like that might be a strike. She's shaking off some pitches.
Fouled straight back. Snothorst heads down to first.
It's been pretty successful this year with that rise ball, striking some batters out. But Snothorst got her bat on the ball and fouled it off. Now she has another chance.
Here's the 3-2. And again, fouled straight back. And again.
Still trying to make that rise ball work for her.
Alexis Groot, 16-2 on the season, a 1.29 ERA. Foul territory and unable to make the play is Welch, the 3rd baseman. And so we'll do it again.
Now that's a quality at bat. That's one of the new team stats for Team USA this year. They're keeping track of how many pitches each batter has. And this is a quality at bat. She's already had 2 strikes. She's fouled some off. She's had 6+ pitches. That's a quality at bat.
Yep. Here is the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming, and a hard hit ball into left field, and that is off the fence for Snothorst into second. And it's a leadoff double for Carlisle's Gabby Snothorst.
Great patience at the plate by that pitcher. Now they're going to...
Up just above the belt, right out over the plate.
That's the mistake that the pitcher does not want to make. That's the mistake that goes off the fence.
Just about left the field.
They got a runner in for Gabby.
For the pitcher.
So for Carlisle, Delaney Snothorst,
little sister,
8th grader, little sister out to run for Gabby. So runner in scoring position just like that. Now to the plate, ALYSSA Brown. ALYSSA Brown.
Delaney's been pretty successful as a base runner this year. She's swiped 50 bases.
She's got some speed out there for sure. Keep an eye on her on second base. At the plate is Brown. Brown with 54 runs batted in. How many times this season do you think it was Delaney that she knocked in? Standing on second base, has an opportunity to do that here in the 4A state championship game.
Well, she's only had 10 at-bats, but she's got 43 runs. So she's been a pinch runner or a courtesy runner a lot this year, and this girl might have hit her in.
And a called strike 3. That's the 4th strikeout now for Alexis Groot. And there's one away here in the 2nd inning.
It seems like Groot's hitting her spots.
Taylor DuBois steps into the batter's box. This is the 6th spot for Carlisle. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's a called strike. Taking a look at the defensive reaction after showing bunt. Pushes it to the first baseman, and they'll get the out at first. And so it is Delaney Snothorst over to third.
DuBois did her job, bunted that ball down the first baseline, allowed that runner to advance. Now she's 60 feet away from scoring.
And sack bunt as the Wildcats threatening here, but 2 outs. Looking for Olivia DuBois to come through for the Wildcats. Olivia DuBois, the freshman of the DuBois sisters. A swing and a miss for strike 2.
She's determined. You can see the determination in her eyes.
DeGroot really feeling it. Shakes off the catcher, knows what she wants to throw. Here's the 0-2, and it's strike 3. A leadoff double proves to be nothing more than a base runner for Carlisle, as Oskaloosa's Alexis Groot is rolling here in the first 2 innings.
Yes, that will give Carlisle the confidence that they need. They've got 1 runner on so far. They've got 1 hit. They can only go better than that.
So Oskaloosa, they'll have 3, 4, 5 coming up with Westerkamp, Vrew, Van de Waal. As Gabby Snothorst back out into the pitcher's circle.
Trainers out there giving the umpires some water, taking care of them too.
It is a hot one. You know, the kids get in the shade and get as hydrated as possible in between innings. Gabby Snothorst had that leadoff double, then the courtesy runner in for her so she could get rested for her pitching performance here in the bottom of the second. It was 3 ground outs, 3 ground balls hit by Oskaloosa, all to the left side of the infield. And Gabby Snothurst would be just fine with another inning just like that. It was a 1-2-3 inning in the first, and she goes to work here in the second.
She's got to depend on the defense that's behind her. They're pulling through for her so far.
Well, she's a 100-game winner, as we mentioned. First pitch, strike. She's got that below 1 ERA, the .86 ERA, but also helps her own cause, as we saw with the bat. She bats over 500 on the season. And a good hold by Alexis Westerkamp at the plate. This is the Indians catcher up to bat for the first time here today. Fouled away to push the count to 1-2.
Gabby has a whole arsenal of pitches. It looks like she's using a lot of them. She's got a rice ball in there. She's got a fastball. She had a curve. She had a drop.
There's a fly ball, left center field. That's a gapper, and that's extra bases for Oskaloosa. Westerkamp with a leadoff double. So the second inning, both teams a leadoff double. We'll see if Oskaloosa can push a run across with nobody out. Pitch right at the knees, and Westerkamp just went down to get it.
Those at the knees are the ones that you can lift up and out and over the outfielders' heads.
15 courtesy runner for the catcher.
Courtesy runner for Oskaloosa is Taylor Wills, an 8th grader.
Courtesy runner for the catcher.
So Westerkamp heads into the dugout. That's Taylor Wills on second. At the plate, Alexis Vrew, the Indians center fielder. Plenty of speed here. Fly ball, it's going to stay on the infield. And making the catch at first is Alyssa Brown, the senior.
Another courtesy runner for Oskaloosa that scored a lot of runs. She scored 17 runs, but has only had 3 at-bats. So she's been a courtesy runner several times.
See if Ava Vanderwall can move her over. Looks to get down a bunt and fouls it back into the backstop. So Wills will stay put at second base for now. Gabby Snothurst had 6 strikeouts in the quarterfinal round. So that one's fouled back. The count goes to no balls, 2 strikes.
A ball up at the top of the strike zone. Want to foul that off. It's not the one you want.
6 strikeouts yesterday in the semifinal round as well. Will not get her first strikeout of the day on that pitch, as it goes 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ava Vanderwall. Runner in scoring position here for Oskaloosa. Just 1 away. And missing outside. It is 2-2.
That's exactly where that pitcher wanted that ball. You notice the catcher taking just a little bitty crab walk, we call it. Putting that glove on the outside part of the plate.
There's a hit right up the middle. This may score a run. They're going to hold her at third, and taking second base on the throw is Vanderwall. So Oskaloosa has 2 runners now in scoring position. Solid line drive right up the middle.
That pitch was right down the middle of the plate. Looks like Coach Flaws is going to come out and talk with his pitcher.
And for Carlisle, and Kathy, we saw it in the semifinal game. Let's get to that in a second. Let's go to Carlisle head coach here, Mike Dell.
Squeeze. He's old school. He'll squeeze it. Just be ready to field it and flip it. Okay? I think we're going to try a rise ball this first pitch, see if we can get him pop up on a bunt. Okay? And then we'll come back and pitch to him home to first. Ground ball, home to first. Let's go. Excuse me. Check. Excuse me. Check to first. My fault. Here you go. Team 1, 2, 3. Team.
All right, so there's the strategy for Carlisle head coach Jim Flaws.
Yes, he's anticipated that they might squeeze here.
First look will be to go home. The second look will be a play at first. At the plate, Ashley Kindley, the designated player. And she was looking to swing, or at least not showing the bunt on the first pitch.
She was not showing the bunt. The runner at third was not coming off aggressive, so well, there might not be a squeeze here.
Only one out here for Oskaloosa as the offense trying to produce some runs here. A leadoff double and a one-out single by Ava Vanderwall. It was Westerkamp hit the double. It's Wills running at third. As a called strike 2. On the mound, Gabby Snathurst for Carlisle. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball, left field. Deep enough to score a runner as the catch is made for out number 2. And Oskaloosa is on the scoreboard.
Look at that pitch again.
RBI for Ashley Kindley as Taylor Wills scores from third. Oskaloosa, the first to put a run up on the scoreboard. Vanderwall remains at second. And here's a fly ball, Devin Welsh, that's trouble, and that's down for a base hit. That will score a second run here in the second inning. Vanderwall in to score, and it's 2-0 Oskaloosa.
That runner was going all the way.
With 2 outs, no hesitation at all for Vanderwall to come around and score. An RBI single for Devin Welch. And here is out number 3 as Bunnell grounds out to the pitcher. And Oskaloosa gets 2 runs up on the scoreboard. Carlisle will try to answer here as we approach the third inning.
A great job of base running by the pinch runner.
Let's check in once again with Mark Amadeo. Mark?
All right, Brad and Kathy, just a note, when Carlisle, you notice on foul balls, and only foul balls, their batters and their runners advance to the next base. You know why? Well, Coach Flaws had this happen in a tournament game one time. The ball was going foul, it hit a rock and went fair. Girl was called out and he lost the ball game. So every foul ball, they run out, and you'll see that throughout the day. They don't delay the game doing it. Very clever, and Jim Claw's been doing that for over 20 years at Carlisle.
Thank you very much, Mark and Kathy. We talked to him about that. He's like, I get the whole story mixed up. I think it was about 91. He couldn't remember who it was against, but a bunt starting to roll foul. The kid did not run it all the way out. It bounced fair, got thrown out. So now every single foul ball, every single time that the bat makes contact, they're going to that next base.
And he says the student athletes seem to like that. He said if he told them not to do it, they would look at him like he was crazy.
They really buy into the system. Both of these kids, too. You've got coaches that are here with over 30 years of experience. The kids still buying into the system. It's great to see.
It is. This battery here, Alexis to Alexis, that's a great match.
Oskaloosa back out there defensively. Alexis Groot on the mound. Wheeling and dealing to her catcher, Alexis Westerkamp. 5 strikeouts so far for Alexis Groot, as Carlisle brings 8-9-1 in their batting order up to the plate here in the third. Emily Twist, the left fielder, will get things started for the Wildcats.
This is one of Carlisle's seniors. Let's see what she can have for us.
First pitch low from Groot. And Groot, we talked about her over 200 strikeouts on the season. How about only 36 walks coming into the state tournament? Only 4 hit batsmen, great control, and doesn't make many mistakes. Swing and a miss.
That rise ball is working today. She got this senior to chase it.
Strike 2 on Emily Twist. And another strikeout for Alexis Groot. Twist goes down swinging, and McCormick up next.
Well, she swung at that rise ball. I'd throw another rise ball to it and see if she'd swing. And it worked.
Alexis Groot, just a junior too. Working on what's probably her second first-team All-State honor here in 2016, was named so last year in 2015. As McCormick digs in for Carlisle and looks at a strike from Groot.
There must be college coaches looking at this young lady. She's got such an awesome record.
There's a foul ball as McCormick stays alive. McCormick here, just a sophomore. But pretty efficient, a .478 batting average. 10 stolen bases. Here's the 1-2. Just inside. And it's a 2-2 count. One away here in the third. There's Groot. 6 strikeouts already. That one fouled straight back as McCormick just stays alive.
Groot again going back to that basic pitch, the rise ball. Good job by Twist fouling that off.
Top of the third inning if you're just joining us. Alexis Groot tried to get her to chase one upstairs. McCormick disciplined.
Nice patience there. Notice the batter with her hands up, trying to keep that rise ball. Watch her hands go up high. Trying to defend that rise ball.
It's a slap up the middle, and it is through the infield. So McCormick comes up with a single, and the top of the order right behind her. Tried to jam her inside pitch, just able to fight it off.
She got a little bit off the handle, but right up the middle. Works for a base hit every time.
So McCormick, the runner at first in the top of the order. Agatha Beyer at the plate. And this is outside.
And it's unusual for a catcher to be batting at the top of your lineup, but Coach Flaws said this is his best batter. He wants her out there as many times as possible.
Snap throw down to first from Westerkamp.
Westerkamp throws from her knees. That's what you want to see a catcher do, throw from her knees.
You see Beyer at the plate. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Groot trying to battle back in the count here with the leadoff batter, Agatha Beyer. 27 RBIs. Foul ball off the catcher's glove. Runners will advance and then retreat, and we'll do it again.
Coach Flaws giving his signals out there.
Here's the 2-2. Missed up high, the throw down to second. The fielder there late getting to the bag, trying to get to third, and doing so is McCormick.
Ball into center field. They got some fast runners. There's an extra base. You need all those extra bases.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
See how they score that. I would assume a stolen base getting to second. Here's another look. Good throw from Westerkamp, but the
shortstop never got there.
SILLIMAN and Miller at short and second, nobody covering. And McCormick into third safely. So here is Byer now with a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's 2 away. Second strikeout for Byer. 7th strikeout for the pitcher Alexis Groot. Courtney Joyner at the plate, struck out in her first at bat. Slaps one, it rolls foul. So Joyner.
Carlisle has a runner in scoring position. This is an important at bat. You want to have that runner that's 60 feet away from home plate, score.
Talk about paying attention to the details. Doing the little things. Here's a fly ball left field. Underneath it is Bennell and makes the catch for out number 3. So Carlisle unable to score here in the top of the 3rd, as Alexis Groot able to continue her strong pitching performance through the first 3 innings.
Dry one, please. Thank you.
Let's take a look at the Carlisle pitcher Gabby Snathorst, who's due up here in the circle in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's our super slow-mo cam. Some powerful velocity there. Gabby Snathorst, a senior, .9 ERA. Went 1-2-3 in the first inning, but allowed 2 runs in that second inning. And you mentioned Kathy, she's got a lot of different pitches, but really brings a powerful pitch every single time.
Her fastball is a fastball. She's going to continue her career at DMAC, so she's going to stay right here in Iowa, not too far away from home.
There's a look at what has happened so far here in our 4A title game. Oskaloosa getting 2 runs in the second inning. Three hits in that inning. Started with a leadoff double by Alexis Westerkamp. This inning here in the 3rd starts with the top of the order, KYLEE SILLIMAN. Senior shortstop for the Indians. Saw the better than 400 batting average. A ground out in her first at bat in the bottom of the 1st. Here's the 1-1. Fly ball down the right field line, tailing foul, and it is foul. Out of play. SILLIMAN, one of those top kids. A big stick, moved to lead off in the 2nd game of this season. At the plate for Oskaloosa.
There's a little height change that she did not chase.
KYLEE SILLIMAN will play softball at McHenry University, the St. Louis area. There's a ground ball to short. SILLIMAN trying to dig it out. Nice play by Mackenzie Losey, the senior shortstop for the Wildcats, and there's 1 away.
Infield's coming in for this lefty.
Hannah Jones, a ground out to the shortstop in her first at bat. It's a full swing and fouled back.
Looks like the infield's moved back a little bit. Expecting a bunt, maybe change their mind.
Anna Jones, the right fielder for the Indians. Here's Snathorst on the 0-1. Ground ball left side. Nice scoop by DuBois. And the throw right on the money for Taylor DuBois, the junior, a very sound defender on that left side for Carlisle.
She's very, very confident, has a nice, easy throw. Looks like she's throwing on the run, too. It's very athletic.
So up to the plate now, Aubrey Miller, the second baseman for Oski. A junior, over 100 at-bats, 38 hits. That produces her .358 percentage, 22 runs batted in. Ground ball rolls foul on the third base side, evens the count at 1-1. A called strike, and Gabby Snathorst has worked through the top of the order very efficiently. All ground balls in the first inning and almost duplicating that here in the third. Here's the 1-2. Line drive goes foul.
Gabby is not afraid to let her defense help her out a little bit. If the ground ball goes to the third baseman and she throws her out, it's still an out.
So All-Stater versus All-Stater here. Aubrey Miller, a second-team All-State pick for Oskaloosa a year ago. Snathorst gets her to chase one upstairs, and a strikeout ends the third inning for Gabby Snathorst, as Oskaloosa still leads it 2-0 here through 3 complete innings. Mark Amadeo standing by right now with Oskaloosa head coach Jay Harms. Mark.
All right, Brad and Kathy, thank you with the Coach Harms. And, you know, off to a good start, Coach. 2-0 lead against a very good Carlisle team. Your team's playing awesome. But you know what? You're attacking as you bat, you're attacking the zone with the bats.
Well, that was a big thing we talked about, you know, not to be intimidated. You know, they're just such a good hitting ball club, and just defensively, they've made some great plays already, you know, the third baseman. But we just wanted to, you know, come out and be able to swing the bats and try to put some pressure on them.
It's good to have your pitcher back. I know she missed the last part of the regular season, but got injury-free during the postseason, and that's Alexis Grote, and she's thrown a phenomenal game the first 2 games here at State.
Well, she has, you know. It's just so great to have her back, and, man, she's tuned in right now. We just hope that she can keep it up for 7 innings.
31 years at Oski, second time at State. You enjoy the ride, Coach. It's been quite a ride for you and your fans and your kids.
Yeah, it's been great. Great support. Just been a great thing for our community, and it's been a fun week.
Thanks for taking time to visit with us.
Thank you.
All right, Jay Harms, the Oskaloosa head coach. They have a 2-0 lead here as we go to the top half of the 4th inning, Brad and Kathy, and they've done it all on the offense and on the defensive end.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Let's take a quick look at the Oskaloosa pitcher now, Alexis Grote, in slow-mo. See the whipping action from Grote, and she has been so solid. It looks fast in slow-mo, Kathy.
It does. Got a little wrist action in there, get some movement on the ball, keep the batters off some balance.
Carlisle with 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. Fouled straight back and out of play. Mackenzie Losey, the shortstop, is leading things off for Carlisle. And Kathy, Coach kind of mentioned Alexis Grote missing the last couple weeks of the season. Actually had a concussion, slipped at the swimming pool. Go figure, missed the final 8 games of the regular season. And he said yesterday in the semifinals, starting to look really close to 100%. And I would say so far here today, she is back to normal and at 100%.
I think she is at 100%. But as far as the pool, gotta have some fun in the summer. You gotta go swimming sometime.
No running at the pool though, Kathy. You can't slip.
True.
This is what every parent preaches to their kids about, not running at the pool. But No, he did say the heat was starting to affect her a little bit yesterday. So far, cruising here in the championship game, as KYLEE SILLIMAN does not get down on that ground ball. And it's a leadoff base hit for Mackenzie Losey. Likely charged in error to SILLIMAN at short. And Carlisle with a runner aboard.
The senior shortstop let that ball play her. She backed up, the ball played her. If she would have come forward and charged that ball, it would have been, she would have had a better chance to get it and throw the batter out.
Gabby Snathurst
started off
shows
on the
bunt on the left side. Now goes to the right-handed batter's box. And Kathy, as a longtime umpire yourself, are there any limits as far as how many times you can switch from left to right, or at what point you can switch?
There are no limits on how many times. You just can't do it when the pitch is on its way. So, but that's great in a pitcher to have a lefty and a righty batter.
Very versatile.
Very versatile.
You're dry, Ken? You're good? Okay.
Alexis Groot.
Umpire checking to see if there was a dry softball there. Maybe there's some wet spots out in the field.
No balls, 2 strikes here. Losey on first. Here's Snathurst at the plate. That one down in the dirt. And Losey back to first safely. Snathurst with a double in her first time up back in the second inning, a leadoff double.
This is a great recruit for DMAC. If a pitcher can hit for herself, that's a great.
Another foul ball.
And she hits for power.
She's got a big swing on her.
One ball, 2
Groot
strikes.
providing plenty of speed as well from the mound. This one fouled straight back. We'll do it again.
There's Groot going back to that basic pitch, the rise ball. Gabby did a good job of fouling that pitch off. Wasn't where she wanted it.
Time's out.
Top of the 4th inning. Quick time called by Coach Jim Flaws for Carlisle.
This is a break for you.
Thank you.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I had an idea.
See it right here. See it right here. You can do it. Come on.
You're seeing a pitch not breaking. Is that what he was referring?
Yes.
Groot set to deliver the 2-2 to Snathurst. Hard hit ball through the third baseman. Around second. Trying to make her way to third. Able to get in safely is Losey. Snathurst on second base. A quality at bat. Ends with 2 runners in scoring position for the Carlisle Wildcats.
2 doubles for the pitcher. She's going to take a well-deserved sit on the bench, get a drink of water, prepare for her pitch.
Delaney Snathurst out to run at second. You see her there, number 94. Just an 8th grader, but plenty of speed. As Kathy mentioned, 50 stolen bases on the season. And up to the plate, Alyssa Brown.
This is a great opportunity for Carlisle. No outs, runners, 2 runners in scoring position.
The senior first baseman. Looks at one, high and outside. Nobody out here for Carlisle with 2 runners aboard. Big opportunity to try and chip into or match Oskaloosa's 2-0 lead. The play's going to go to first. Carlisle's on the scoreboard. As Brown able to drive one in.
The senior did her job. A ground ball to the right side. The only play was to first. Scored the run.
An RBI as Mackenzie Losey scores for Carlisle. Delaney Snathurst moves to third as Taylor DuBois at the plate. Ground ball looking for the squeeze. Everybody's going to be safe. Snathurst scores. DuBois safe at first. And it's all tied up here in the 4th inning.
Neither of these coaches is afraid to squeeze bunt. And it worked here. It caught Oskaloosa a little bit off guard. Looks like the coach has got to come out and have a talk with his pitcher.
Here's another look at that bunt. And Groot tried to go home maybe too quick and just right through the legs. And she thought she was maybe going to have a play on Snathurst. Let's check in with Oskaloosa head coach Jay Harms.
Here we go, let's go.
All right, we will go, coach. 1 out for the Oski defense here. Carlisle looking for a big 4th inning rally here. A runner aboard, 2 runs in here in the 4th inning. And here's a steal attempt. And into the outfield it goes. DuBois over to third, coming home. A play at the plate, and she's safe from first to home. Taylor DuBois flying around the bases, and Carlisle has tied it up at 2. Didn't hesitate at all going to third, and then getting the green light. Beat the throw. Even with a clean catch, looked like she would have been in there safe.
She would have been safe. This is what we were talking about earlier. The base runners, I'll wait till after this pitch. The base runners are very well aware of where that ball is out there for Carlisle. If you make a mistake, they're going to take advantage of it. And they took advantage of 2 bases this time.
Olivia DuBois at the plate. The 1-1's fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 2 errors here committed by the Oskaloosa defense. Well, actually 3 now, because they say they advance to third. They give the catcher an error on the throw. Is an unearned run. That last one. And I think they're looking at the count. I think the scoreboard here was 1 strike behind. So that is a strikeout on DuBois. And so Carlisle wanted clarification. The scoreboard here at the ball field missed that first strike in which Taylor DuBois was able to score on the throw down to second by Westerkamp.
On that first strike, she was just swinging. There was no way that she wanted to make a tent with that. She wanted to get that runner to second.
So this is Emily Twist, the left fielder. A senior, looks at a strike. Alexis Groot looking to get out of this 4th inning. Swing and a miss.
Chasing that rise ball, she's going to her go-to pitch.
Twist struck out in her first at-bat in the 3rd inning. Here in the 4th, here's the 1-2. Up high, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Batter again, just got those hands held high, trying to fend off that rise ball.
Groot, a deep breath, now delivers. Misses up high and goes full. Well, the payoff pitch coming here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. There's 1 fouled back. Carlisle talked about their 6 seniors all being so unselfish, hard workers, big leaders. Here at the plate, Emily Twist, one of those seniors, battling up at the plate.
And this is a quality at bat. She's had 6 pitches at least. and she's still up there at the plate.
Alexis Groot, the junior pitcher, dealing to Twist, the senior batter. And a called strike 3. Groot sends one right down the middle. But Carlisle scores 3, takes the lead here in the 4A title game as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4, 5, 6 due up for Oskaloosa.
That pitch did look right down the middle.
Mark Amadeo on the sideline right now with Jim Flaws.
I certainly am. They have the Hall of Fame 30-year coach here at Carlisle, and what a rally there in that. Coach, you're down 2-0. You score 3 runs, and somebody scores from second on a pass ball.
If we first couple innings we didn't get anybody on base, so we couldn't do any of that stuff. So if we get people on, we can do some things. So it's not over. We just got to play some defense here, and they're not going to quit. And it's just going to be a great championship game, I think.
You know, the Boone coach, Coach Pritchard, standing over here by me. He remembers that semifinal game. What a slugfest that was. And both teams have good pitching, but it ended up being a slugfest to get here.
I'll tell you, we have a great deal of respect for that team and that coach. And I mean, we were pulling for Boone outside of us, but it's just nice to have Raccoon River coaches cheering for us as well.
Well, you've been aggressive at the plate. You play stellar defense, and the thoughts about playing Jay Harms' team and finishing this thing out.
I'll tell you what, Jay's a veteran. I remember when I first got started, he was there. He was kind of a mentor. So it's just nice to challenge him a little bit.
Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
That's Jim Flaws, rather, the head coach at Carlisle. And back to you, Brad and Kathy.
Thank you very much, Mark. You can tell the respect that these coaches have for each other as you hear Jim Flaws there. His kind words and comments for Jay Harms. Both been in the business here for 30+ years at their respective schools, and they understand the hard work that the other coaches putting in.
They understand all the little parts of this game that need to be done right to win games.
So there's Alexis Westerkamp at the plate to lead off the 4th inning for the Indians. Catcher had a double to left center in her first at-bat. That led off the 2nd inning, an inning in which the Indians ended up scoring 2 runs. And the 0-2 gets away from Snothurst.
That was a little bit too much of a rise ball there.
Cameraman didn't even flinch back there behind home plate. Just solid as can be. Ice running through his veins, even on this hot day. Here's Snothurst. Nice play made out in center field by Olivia DuBois, the freshman for Carlisle. And a strong at-bat by Alexis Westerkamp. But a hard hit out. That's all it is for Oskaloosa. So Alexis Vrew, the center fielder, to the plate. The fly ball, tough spot over the shortstop's head. Losey can't get to it. And it's 1-out single for Alexis Vrew.
Just a little bit of a seeing eye single there, just out of the shortstop's reach.
Ava Vanderwall, the first baseman, up to the plate. She scored in that 2nd inning. There's a bunt attempt, gets up in the air. Vrew quickly back to first before the ball even landed. Oskaloosa looking to move Vrew over. Gabby Snothurst working with runners aboard here in the 4th.
Infield's pulled in just a little bit.
It's the pitch to Vanderwall. The bunt attempt again gets up in the air. The catcher able to make the play. Byer quick out of her stance. And the junior shows why she was a 3rd-team All-Stater last year. Agatha Byer with great reaction.
If Agatha wasn't there to catch it, DuBois would have been there.
I was just going to say,
right
Taylor
there.
DuBois, the 3rd baseman, charging as they were showing bunt, but Byers like, I got it. This is my territory. 2 away now. Oskaloosa runner on first. KYLEE at the plate.
These DUBOIS sisters are fast.
And Taylor at third and Olivia in center.
It's one thing college coaches say, you can't teach speed.
KYLEE looks at 3 straight balls to begin this at-bat. She knocked a run in the second inning, an RBI sac fly. And ball 4 straight from Snothurst puts Ashley KYLEE aboard, the first walk of the game for Snothurst. So that brings Devin Welch to the plate, the third baseman. She also had an RBI in the second inning. A slap out to right field.
Ball.
First pitch misses for Gabby Snothurst.
She knows that was too high. She just told her catcher that's too high.
It's a called strike. Snothurst trying to get back on track here. Welch trying to drive in another run and tie this ball game up here in the fourth. Fouled back. And now we'll have to fight with 2 strikes.
Looks like Gabby's trying to keep the pitches on the outside of the plate for this batter. Trying to get her to go to the right side.
Snothurst, here's the 1-2. Called strike 3, the inning over. Oskaloosa threatens but does not score in the bottom of the 4th inning. And it's Carlisle leading 3-2 after 4 innings played.
Just a drive on the
1, 2, 3. Good job, come on.
Check in with the Carlisle head coach.
You can slap it right at her. You can slap it right at her. Come on. Gabby, or Agatha, you have to swing like there's runners on second and third.
So a swing with runners on second and third, looking to get the offense rolling, keep this momentum that they picked up in the 4th inning.
The momentum in the 4th inning continued while they were on defense. That was a great strikeout. She kept her on the outside of the plate, and she kept going a little further out, a little further out, but she still hit that corner and got that called third strike.
So here's how we got to the 5th inning here. Oskaloosa scoring 2 in the 2nd inning, but Carlisle putting together 3 runs off of 3 errors in that 4th inning. And they'll try and put the ball in play again here in the 5th. Try and put pressure on the defense, right? Put the ball in play. That's what Coach was saying to his team there.
He said if they don't have runners on base, they can't do anything. So his goal is to get those runners on base. They've got their DP up first.
So Alexis Groot in the circle for Oskaloosa. For Carlisle, it's 9-1-2. Designated player NATALIE McCormick had a single in the 3rd. A stolen base as well, but was stranded at 3rd 2 innings ago. Now here in the 5th, we'll try and get things started.
Ball.
Showing bunt. Infielders stay where they're at.
Groot misses up high. And there's a called strike. And Kathy, correct me if I'm wrong. Was Groot wearing a face guard the first few innings and now has gone out there without it?
That's what it looks like to me. I think she's wearing the visor now. Without the face guard.
With the heat wearing down.
Well, I think it's the sun.
Keeping it off the face. And we talked a little bit about her suffering that concussion a few weeks back and missing a couple weeks of the regular season. This is Oskaloosa's second trip ever to state. There's Groot with another strikeout.
There's that go-to pitch, that rise ball. She's getting the bottom of the lineup to swing at that rise ball.
Strikeout number 10 for Alexis Groot. And the top of the order due up now for Carlisle. Agatha Beyer, the catcher, with one away here in the 5th. Looks at one low and away. Agatha Beyer 0 for 2 here in the title game.
Agatha Beyer, an all-around great athlete. She not only plays softball, but she is going to IUPUI for a basketball scholarship.
Quite the basketball player as well. Took one visit, knew it was the right place. Coach calls her the best hitter on the team, but so far Alexis Groot has had her, she's had her number here in this title game. And up with a 1-2 count here in the 5th inning. Groot trying to get her chase one up high.
Somehow you know when you got 1 ball and 2 strikes that next pitch is not going to be in the strike zone.
Beyer watches another one miss up high. So now Groot has to bring one. Or put one close enough that Beyer will chase. Alexis Groot, here's the 3-2. Called strike 3. Beyer down looking for the second time and down the 3rd time in this game on strikes. Strikeout number 11 for Alexis Groot of Oskaloosa. 2 away here in the 5th. Courtney Joyner to the plate now for the Carlisle Wildcats. Looks at strike 1.
The umpire's been calling the ball on the outside of the plate all day. I don't think you should be patient anymore. If he's calling it there, you better swing at it there.
Joyner's 0 for 2, you see, with a strikeout and a foul. There's a slap to the shortstop. SILLIMAN bobbles it and tries to throw it to the pitcher. But staying at first is Joyner as she reaches on another Oskaloosa error. So that's 4 errors now. 5 errors, excuse me, for the Wildcats.
Pitcher's trying to calm the shortstop down.
Excuse me, 5 errors for the Indians defense. The Wildcats trying to take advantage of them. Joyner at first, Mackenzie Losey at the plate. A strikeout and then reached on an error. Back in the 4th.
Thank you, Mr. Blue, for stopping that ball.
Pass ball didn't get past her as Westerkamp turned, and all of a sudden nothing was there. Stolen base for Joyner and a runner in scoring position for Carlisle, leading here 3-2. So Losey at the plate.
Ball.
For 1-0. Inside. And with Joyner on second, you know, Carlisle likes to push the envelope, try and get those extra bases here with 2 outs. There's a fly ball that's way out of play. 3rd base side. As players give chase.
Joyner has double-digit strikeouts double-digit steals this year. So she's very apt and very willing to steal a base.
So here's Groot back inside the pitcher's circle. Here is the 2-1, and that one's fouled back. Evens the count, 2-2. So far, Losey with a pretty tough at-bat here for Carlisle, trying to keep this inning alive with 2 outs.
There's a runner in scoring position. This is a must score.
And hanging alive is Losi. With 2 outs, fights off the 2-strike pitch. As a pitcher, Kathy, as a pitcher, what is she looking to do now, Alexis Groot, here after some foul balls? Just keep sticking with it as Losi's not getting real solid contact.
On that pitch, she looked like she was getting ready to jam her. But the one that that's been working all day is that rise ball. She's been getting the Carlisle batters to swing at the rise ball and miss. That's been her go-to pitch today.
See if she goes back to that here on the 2-2. As time's called by
You can have one.
head coach Jim Flaws.
You know what? You don't have to overdo it. All you have to do is say that this timeout's for you to get a rest. Okay? What do you want to do? Swing away? Okay, good. You want a bunt?
I want a bunt?
Yeah.
No.
I'm stalling.
Okay.
Hit the ball for it.
Feeling out his player a little bit there.
Giving her a little extra time to catch her breath, get her wits about her. He wants that run on second base to score.
Kenzie Losi, a senior. 47 RBIs on the season, second best on the team. She's looking for a big one here in the 4A state championship game with 2 away. Groot delivers. And another foul ball by Mackenzie Losi.
Looks like the runner was going on the pitch, so he may have a hit and run on here.
Eighth pitch of this at-bat.
Another quality at-bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mackenzie Losi fighting at the plate, but Groot wins the battle and ends the 5th inning. No damage done by the Carlisle Wildcats in the top of the 5th, and Oskaloosa with 9-1-2 as Alexis Groot rolling. Let's take a look at the strikeouts by the Oskaloosa pitcher. Three in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 more in the fourth, 3 strikeouts in the 5th.
That's that go-to pitch that has been working for her all day, that rise ball. If she can continue to throw that, she's going to be very successful.
12 strikeouts in 5 innings. Now Oskaloosa looking to get the bats going as well. Get out of a jam. Sometimes that gets your team energized here, and they've got 9-1-2 due up here in the 5th inning with Josie Bunnell, Kylie Silliman, and Anna Jones. They will be facing Gabby Snothurst.
This has been a well-fought game by both teams. Both have got their heads down. They know what they want. They know what they want to do.
They've got their game plans. They know what their strengths are, and they try and play to them, while their opponents try and take away their strengths.
Oskaloosa seems to be a little more patient on the rise balls by Gabby. They're not swinging at quite as many of them.
Here's Josie Bunnell, the left fielder. Fouls one back. Count even at 1-1. Josie Bunnell, a ground out to the pitcher in the 2nd inning. She leads it off for the Indians here in the 5th. There's a called strike, 1-2. Another one just touching that outside corner.
Umpires love to call corners.
There's Snothurst, the 1-2 delivery. Little flare right over top of the pitcher. Scooping, throwing is Losi. Heading towards second is Bunnell, and she's in there. Oh, they called her out.
That's an obstruction call by the umpire.
Oh, safe at second.
Safe at second. The left arm goes out, and that means there was obstruction.
And there you see head coach Jay Harms. He went out to have a discussion. He thought she was called out at second as well. Here's another look at it. So you see the foot of Bunnell unable to get to second because of the foot of Joyner, the second baseman. But Kathy, you're a longtime umpire. Explain that rule of obstruction.
High school is very clear on obstruction. You must have the ball before you can block the base or the plate. And in this particular case, as we saw with that replay, she was blocking the base before she had the ball. Therefore, obstruction was called, and she's awarded that base.
There's a bunt down the third base side. And that is a perfectly placed bunt by KYLEE SILLIMAN. And Oskaloosa has runners on the corners with nobody out. Look at this. Right down the third base line. Snothurst picks it up. The third baseman, I think, wanted to see if it would maybe trickle foul. Because just like a ball could bounce fair, it could also hit a rock and bounce foul. But runners on the corners here.
Well, the third baseman was covering the base. Apparently the runner was going on that particular pitch. So she went to her base, and I think that's what Jay Harms wanted.
A called strike on Anna Jones. Jones 0 for 2 for Oskaloosa here today. Comes up with a great opportunity here in the 5th inning with 2 runners aboard. Bunnell at third, SILLIMAN at first. Fly ball, it's going to stay in the infield. Snothurst calls it, wants it all the way. And that is out number 1. So to the plate now, Aubrey Miller.
This is a must-have out here. Can't let them score here. They have the home team advantage. Got to get this out.
Miller, the batter and all-stater last year. Swings through strike 1. Gabby Snothurst in that pitcher circle, trying to work herself out of a jam. Oskaloosa trying to tie things up. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at first. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-2.
2 rise balls in a row. And she chased them both.
Aubrey Miller at the plate. The second baseman, just a junior, looks at one high and outside.
That was just a little bit too much of a rise ball to chase.
Oskaloosa with Josie Bunnell on third. KYLEE SILLIMAN standing at first. Here's the pitch to Miller. Cranked into center field. We got a tie ball game as Oskaloosa has knotted it up here in the 5th and still just 1 out.
Great.
Just a solid hit straight up the middle, right back at the pitcher.
That ball was up in the strike zone. She just reached out there, extended her arms, and shot it right out over the pitcher's head.
So now the number 4 batter in the Oskaloosa lineup. To the plate, Alexis Westerkamp. A double in her first at-bat. A fly out to center in her last at-bat as she led off the 4th inning. Now to the plate here in the 5th with 1 run in and 2 runners still aboard. Snothurst delivers, bounces one in.
Almost hit the batter there. Even if that ball hits the ground and then hits the batter, she gets to award the base. She didn't move. He's going to talk it over with his pitcher.
So here comes Carlisle head coach Jim Flaws. Out to talk with Gabby Snothurst.
So where we got to dig in right here. Ground ball, you can touch third. If your momentum takes you to the first, go ahead and take it towards first. If we're going to pitch inside, it has to be down and in. She's 2-0 count right now. We got a challenger, I think. What do you think? Huh?
I'm good with that.
Challenger right down the middle?
No.
What do you want to throw here?
How's outside?
Okay, let's go outside. Yeah. You're probably going to go your way. Team, 1, 2, 3.
Great job of coaching. He's asking his pitcher what she wants to do. What does she think her best pitch is today? She doesn't want to throw it right down the middle. She's going to go with what she feels is her strong pitch.
And she's a 100-plus career game winner in the circle for Carlisle. And with a tie ball game, a big stick for Oskaloosa at the plate. Alexis Westerkamp looks at one outside. Snothurst wanted that call. She's going to try and work her outside and maybe up and away.
Looks like she's having a little problem keeping her hands dry. It's got to be really sweaty out there.
There's the 3-0. That one's right down Main Street.
Well, on 3-0, you have to put it there. You can't walk the bases loaded now, and not with one out.
Gabby Snothurst, the senior. .90 ERA coming into the state championship game, and she has walked. Now the base is loaded with that free pass to Westerkamp. So 1 run in already for Oskaloosa.
We have her. We already had her. Okay, that's all I need.
And Alexis Vrew, the center fielder, is up as Taylor Wills will courtesy run at first for Oskaloosa. For Vrew, a base hit in her last at-bat. She is 1 for 2 today.
That gives Westerkamp a chance to go in and sit down and get a drink of water and cool off a little bit, because she's got to put that equipment on again here.
Well, Kathy, now with the bases loaded and just 1 out, got a force at home. You do have the double play possibility.
I wouldn't put it past a squeeze here. You may have a squeeze.
Vrew looks at strike 1. SILLIMAN on third, Miller on second. Wills, the courtesy runner, at first. There's the catch and the double play, and Carlisle gets out of a big jam here in the 5th inning.
That was a great heads-up play by the second baseman. Catch that ball, that runner was going. Got her out at first.
Let's take another look at that. Solid rip, nice play by Courtney Joyner, the senior second baseman. Flips to her classmate, ALYSSA Brown. Let's get some shade, is what they're saying.
That's right. Senior leadership is working really well for Carlisle tonight.
All right, Mark Amadeo is still working hard on the sidelines. Mark?
I certainly am. I'm here in the crowd, and, you know, I found one of the recipients for the Girls Union, the Athletic Union's Golden Plaque of Distinction Award, Rick Dillinger. And, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Very honored by giving it from the Girls Union. And, you know, a lot of it was from my kids. You know, kids played hard for me for 40 years, and I'm excited to get the award.
You know, one thing we talk about coaching and teachers, the support of the family. And your wife, she's one of the top scouts in the Midwest, I think. She goes along with you when you're scouting teams. But you and your kids have a lot of support at home, Rick.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. You know, my boys have done some scouting for me, and my wife keeps stats, and kind of like the mom of the team at times. So, you know, if you coach for as long as I have, you better have a supportive wife.
Well, you do, and I'll tell you what, all the teams you've had at North Polk for, 30 years, and at Danville when you started out, and now at ADM, you got a lot of kids. You made a lot of memories, and I think they call you, some of these kids are calling you Grandpa.
Well, that might happen, but that's true, you know. I do have 4 grandchildren, you know, and of course, 2 wonderful daughter-in-laws with my 2 sons. But to be honest, I'm lucky. I've got to coach a lot of years, see a lot of things change and go through, and it's been a fun experience, and the game's been good to me. I mean, I really really respect the game, and I love the game, and I love coaching my kids.
Well, Kathy and I know this as umpires. You do respect the game, and the game respects you. Best of luck and congratulations, Rick.
Thank you very much.
Rick Dillinger, our guest, and you know, right now it's 3-all. It's a great game between Carlisle and Oskaloosa. Brad and Kathy, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. There's a look at how we got here. Oskaloosa striking first. Now, just tying it up in the bottom of the 5th, but Carlisle able to get out of a jam as Oskaloosa had the bases loaded with 1 out, but a big heads-up play by the senior at second base, Courtney Joyner, to turn that double play after catching that line drive to end the 5th inning.
Defense will always win your games for you. If you have excellent defense and you can keep the other team from scoring more runs than you, that's a win.
So Gabby Snathurst looks at strike 1. It is 1-1. She is at the plate. A double and a single.
Haven't seen too many change-ups from Groot.
Snathurst having quite a day. Pretty solid 5 innings in the circle. 2 for 2 at the plate, a run scored via her younger sister courtesy runner. Here's a fly ball. Oskaloosa gives chase, and just unable to make the play is Vanderwall up against the fence.
This is a great story here. Pitcher against pitcher.
Alexis Groot.
Both pitchers know that they have rise balls. Let's see if she can hold off on the rise ball for Groot.
Groot delivers the 2-2. Foul ball, third base side this time. Snathurst stays alive. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 6th inning. Groot having a conversation with Devin Welch, junior third baseman. Swing and a miss, a strikeout for Groot. Strikeout number 13.
There's that go-to pitch, that rise ball. She got the other pitcher to swing on the pitch. That's her go-to pitch today.
And the first time Gabby has been retired in this game. That brings up Alyssa Brown. Brown with an RBI ground out in the 4th.
I don't think she was going to swing at that first pitch. I think she was going to take that one all the way. But now it looks like she's ready.
Yep. Groot working on 13 strikeouts, but it's still a tie ball game. There's a hard hit ball left field down the line, and it is past Bunnell in left and around first, and a stand-up double for Alyssa Brown. And the Carlisle Wildcats are under in scoring position now with just 1 away.
Time. That is a pinch runner, right?
It's right over the middle of the plate, and a well-struck ball.
A little bit up in the air. She just stretched her arms out, extended, turned her hips, got some power on that one. Sent it all the way to the fence.
The pinch runner in for Carlisle, number 26, Paige Mercer. Pinch runner here in the 6th inning for Carlisle, and that is Taylor DuBois.
Please bring him into the dugout.
Another pitch runner with only 3 at-bats, but has scored 19 runs.
An often used pinch runner in Paige Mercer. There's a ground ball right side, scooped by Miller. The throw to first. Nice scoop by Vanderwall on the throw. Runner does advance to third. There are now 2 away.
Time.
Conversation now with Olivia DuBois, the batter.
they're probably gonna try and pitch around. Maybe not. We're gonna swing at this first pitch. If you like it, we're gonna hit it. Okay. If it's right in here, we're gonna take it right in the middle, and you're gonna score.
Okay.
If she hits it down this line, be in foul territory, so you're not out. Okay. Don't try and kill it. Just swing and see the middle of it. Don't undercut it. You can't undercut a rise ball. If I yell Wildcats, you're still in a rise. All right. Okay. Let's go.
Got it.
The old art of stealing signs and signals. Coach?
I think the coach can tell from
based
the
on
side,
the grip, from
based
his
on the
vision.
grip, from his vision, what's going to happen. I don't think he's picking signs. I think he's experienced enough that he can tell what kind of pitch is coming from just how she's holding the ball.
He's eyeballing Alexis Groot. Fouled away by DuBois. Did take a good cut at that first pitch. Two strikeouts.
Coach Flaws wants this run to score.
Groot has retired DuBois both times, and now 2 strikes on the young freshman, Olivia DuBois, at the plate. Paige Mercer, a go-ahead run. Pinch runner stands on third for Carlisle. Oskaloosa's Alexis Groot. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Popped up. The catcher Westerkamp underneath it and makes the play. And Oskaloosa gets out of a jam. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on in the top of the 6th inning for Carlisle. Oskaloosa due up with 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. Vanderwall, Kindley, and Welch. As we have a 3-3 ball game. Let's take a look at some of our highlights here in the 2nd inning. Oskaloosa got it going. Westerkamp a double. Wills would score. Another RBI hit. That was Devin Welch that drove in Ava Vanderwall. Carlisle gets the answer in the 4th inning. Losey scored. Snothurst scores. And look at this. The throw into the outfield. DuBois all the way home for Carlisle. And Oskaloosa with a run in the 5th inning. And that is our 3 runs apiece for both 2nd-ranked Carlisle and 4th-ranked Oskaloosa. And Oskaloosa with an opportunity now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. You see 3 runs on 7 hits, 5 errors though committed by the Indians defense. Carlisle just 1 error committed. But a 3-3 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Gabby Snothurst in the circle. Misses low for ball 1. Ava Vanderwall, the batter, 1 for 2. Single in the 1st and scored a run.
Gabby is a determined young lady. Look at that face. She is ready to throw strikes.
And finds a strike there, makes it a 1-1 count. She does a good job of not getting behind in the counts. Really, both pitchers, Groot and Snothurst, they like to hit the strike zone and do it consistently. There's a strike on the outside corner.
If the umpire is calling it there on that corner, I'd pitch it there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. This is Vanderwall, the first baseman. Just an 8th grader for Oskaloosa.
It's nice to have that mix of 8th graders and freshmen and seniors. Keeps your continuity of your team going.
That one's fouled back over the backstop.
You can't play with all seniors because the next year you graduate and you'd have all inexperienced players.
Real nice mix for Oskaloosa. They've got the senior leaders, a good junior class, some sophomores, And an 8th grader out on their defensive set. There's a fly ball, right center field. DUBOIS gives chase and makes the catch. Olivia DUBOIS makes the catch out in center. Caitlin Hockett, the right fielder. A slight collision.
But she held on to the ball, showed it to the umpire. We have an out.
Vanderwall ran all the way to third on the play. Take another look here. Kept it in the glove the entire time. But credit Vanderwall, she ran no matter what. She couldn't tell if the ball maybe slipped out. Was on third base before Coach Harms told her that they caught it.
There's not much wind out here, so it was going to stay in the ballpark, I think.
Kind of lost that breeze that was keeping it fairly comfortable here through the 3A game, the first half of this 4A game, but it's pretty still right now. This is Ashley Kinley at the plate. So look at Snothurst dealing. Fouled back into the fence. 1-2 the count. Kinley with a sac fly and a walk. That one's fouled back over top of the grandstands.
Audience threw it right back.
One ball, 2 strikes here on Kinley, the designated player. You see Snothurst really working that ball, trying to keep a dry grip. Gets the strikeout. Kinley goes down, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
It's got to be tough out there. She's wiping sweat off of her face now. Her hands have got to be sweating too. Atta girl.
3rd strikeout now for Snothurst.
Gathering her thoughts.
So look at Devin.
Wanting out number 3.
So look at Devin Welch, 1-2 on the day. An RBI single back in the 2nd inning. To the first pitch outside. Devin Welch, a junior. 3rd baseman. Swing and a miss. Little change of speed there on that pitch, Kathy.
There was a little bit taken off there. A little up and out.
1-1's fouled back. Right into your living rooms at home. One ball, 2 strikes here. Oskaloosa looking for a 2-out rally, looking for Devin Welch to get it going. Snothurst trying to shut it down. And it's another strikeout for Snothurst, her 4th of the game. And Oskaloosa goes down in order, 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. 3-3 is our score.
That's got to provide a little momentum there. 2 strikeouts in a row to end that inning. We're getting late in the game now. Every pitch makes a difference.
Kathy, how much does the heat start to factor in? 90-degree temperatures there, pushing 100. You've got the heat index with the humidity factoring in as well. Players are getting tired out there.
They're looking like they're tired, but they're also looking very determined. I can see the parents and the coaches helping the kids when they come into the dugout.
Flag pretty still. We talked about having a pretty good breeze when we started this game.
Yep, they've got to be using towels to cool off the players, having them sit down, getting water into them. They've got to be taking care of each other.
Makes it pretty sticky as well. And not just we've seen the pitchers kind of going for some dirt, trying to keep their hands dry, but any defender that's out there that has a ball come their way. They've got to have their hands dried, ready to go, able to make a good throw.
Right, they can all have a towel out there on defense, but we don't want to have them when they're a batter.
So out in that pitcher's circle, Alexis Groot.
The umpire getting ready to go. That's another thing too. We need some new umpires out there. Any new umpires that want to come out here and be one of our Blues? Call the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. They'll get you started.
It's a wonderful job. Could be a great summer job, and you learn a lot, meet some great people.
Great job for college kids. You're off in the summer anyway. Where else can you earn $20 an hour?
So we have a pinch hitter now, Delaney Snothurst, and hits the bat as she tried to get out of the way of the pitch. Little pop up to the catcher, and there's one away. So Snothurst pops out. Seventh inning, both teams trying to push something across, trying to create some offense here as NATALIE McCormick steps in. She had a one-out single back in the third. Slap up towards the left side of the infield. And looks at 2 straight balls to start her at bat.
This has been a great pitcher's duel. Both pitchers have been here in Fort Dodge and pitched at the state championship before.
Carlisle, their goal to win state, not just to get here. Oskaloosa says they're not satisfied with just getting here. Both teams really want this championship. Both teams were here in 2014. And Carlisle, 15 state tournament appearances. And there is ball 4, and McCormick is aboard. And that is the first base on balls allowed by Alexis Groot here today. So a one-out walk puts McCormick aboard. Top of the order now coming up for the Carlisle Wildcats. Agatha Beyer, the catcher, digs in. And looks at a first pitch strike, and Alexis Groot has had Beyer's number so far here today. Beyer is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. 2 of them looking, 1 of them swinging.
But Beyer is batting over 500 for the season. She's got to produce. Maybe she's due for a hit here.
She might be. 0 for 3, 7th inning. That one fouled back. And head coach Jim Flaws wouldn't mind a timely hit from his junior slugger.
And slugging percentage, her slugging percentage is nearly 1,000 coming into the state tournament.
11 home runs on the season. Here's the 1-2, and she fights it off, slapping it foul. And Groot just continues to pound that strike zone.
Beyer's had 11 home runs. She's had 3 triples. She's had 16 doubles.
She's got a runner on first as well in McCormick. McCormick over at first. Beyer at the plate. That one's ripped foul, third base side.
Looked like Groot tried to jam her a little bit there. That might be a dangerous pitch for this pitcher. To get her in on the inside, that's the one you can power out to left field.
Especially with Beyer at the plate there. We just talked through her stat line, 11 home runs, some extra base hits. Fouled straight back, just getting a piece. There's Agatha Byer.
There's that go-to pitch, that rise ball that she got Byer to chase.
One ball, 2 strikes. On the leadoff batter, Agatha Byer. 0 for 3 so far today, looking for her first hit of the game. Groot delivers. Here's the runner on its way to second in time. And McCormick's thrown out. Alexis Westerkamp with the gun. And Carlisle now with 2 outs. There's the runner on the move to throw in plenty of time. McCormick knew she was gone. That ball was there.
That ball was there in plenty of time.
Way early. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back as Byer trying to keep the inning alive here in the top of the 7th.
Now it's even more important for Agatha Byer to get on base. We need base runners.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Coach Flaw is looking for some offense here in the 7th. Looking for the top of the order to come through.
She go!
Did not go around. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Kathy, we talked to Coach Flaws. He was nervous in the semifinals in the 7th inning. He says, I don't know if the kids were nervous, but I sure was. I imagine in the championship game, those feelings are the same.
I think they are. He doesn't act like it out there, but he might be in his head. You just don't show it.
Here's the 10th pitch, and fouled back by Byer.
A quality at bat. Quality at bat.
Making the pitcher Alexis Groot work. 13 strikeouts. And coach coming to maybe give Byer a little breather. Quick chat.
Right on this pitch. I'm gonna tell you what, I can see you hitting this one. You're right on every single pitch. Stay with it.
Just a vote of confidence there for his leadoff batter.
I think Coach Flaws knows that this batter is due for a hit.
Alexis Groot trying to stick with what's been working. She struck out Byer 3 times already here in this game. Top of the 7th. Time for another clutch pitch.
Ball.
Missed up high, and Byer is aboard for the first time of the game here in the 7th inning. 2nd walk of the inning, and that brings Courtney Joyner to the plate. 2nd baseman reached on an error in the 5th inning and stole a base.
That's all Byer needed to do was get on base. Now we've got a base runner. Now he can get something done, he says.
Byer with 8 stolen bases on the season. Here's Joyner at the plate. Shows bunt, looks at a strike.
Those lefty bunters, they're already 3 steps closer to first. If they can run fast, you want them bunting.
Alexis Groot, she's been the Oskaloosa ace since she was in 8th grade. Here's a ground ball left side. Throw from SILLIMAN will not be made. The speed of Joyner forced the senior to eat it in the deep hole.
That's an infield hit.
Here's the defensive play. Fielded it cleanly, was ready to throw it, but Joyner already so close to first, she knew she should just hold on to it and keep Byer at 2nd.
That's the advantage of your left-handed batters. They're 3 steps closer to first base, and if they've got some speed, they're going to beat out hits like that.
So Mackenzie Losey, the shortstop. Looks at ball 1. Reached on an error in the 4th inning and scored a run that started Carlisle's 3-run 4th inning. Trying to push a run across with the bat here in the 7th. 2 away. Groot misses. Here's a throw down to second. It's into center field. Both runners will try to advance, and they do. And now 2 runners in scoring position.
That's that well awareness that we told you that Carlisle has. They're well aware of what's going on the bases.
So here's Westerkamp throwing it down to second. And Miller just a little late getting to the base to cover, and it goes into center field. Looks at a strike. Makes it 2-1. For Mackenzie Losey, the shortstop. Will play at Grandview next year. The senior at the plate. Looks at ball 3, and now Groot, having walked 2 batters already here in this inning, needs to settle down. She's working with a 3-1 count right now on Losey. And the bases are now loaded for the Wildcats. 2 away, and guess who? Gabby Snothurst. A double, a single, and a strikeout already here today. And Alexis Groot showing a little wear and tear for the first time all day here in the 7th inning. There's a pitch up high, Snothurst. How about that? The senior shortstop, KYLEE SILLIMAN, in for a vote of confidence to the pitcher, Groot. And here's an illegal pitch, and the runners will advance. And I don't know what Groot saw that kept her from delivering that ball. But let's take another look here, Kathy. Catcher wasn't looking.
Catcher was still taking a signal from the dugout. That's why she stopped.
So Carlisle pushes a run across with an illegal pitch.
Just a little miscommunication there, but it scored a run, so.
Carlisle with the lead at 4-3. And now they'll intentionally walk Snothurst to load the bases with 2 outs. So that the Indians defense can have a force at any base. So Alyssa Brown to the plate for Carlisle. The senior. The senior has an RBI, a double her last at-bat. And we'll have a courtesy runner in Kennedy Preston, an 8th grader, out to first to replace Gabby Snothurst.
It's good to have those 8th graders in there and pinch run them here and get them used to being in this kind of a game.
So 7th inning, Carlisle able to scratch a run across, looking for more here with 2 outs. Brown looks at ball 1.
Well, crowd's fired up here.
That one misses up high, and you can tell Alyssa Groot on the mound. She's trying to get locked in. Changeup missed. High and outside. And it's 3-0 with the bases loaded. 2 away.
3-0, I'm guessing she has the take sign. She did.
Groot able to find her groove and pump a strike in there. Ball 4 walks in another run for Carlisle, and it's a 5-3 lead here in the 7th inning.
Now might be the time for the catcher to stand up and go out there and give her pitcher a little confidence again. Just waiting for a signal from the dugout.
Alexis Groot. First pitch strike. On the batter, Taylor DUBOIS. DUBOIS with a sac bunt in the second. Reached on an error. Scored a run. And grounded out in the 4th and 6th. Comes up here in the 7th with 2 outs. 2 runs in. The bases still loaded for the Carlisle Wildcats. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1-2. 13 strikeouts for Alexis Groot through the first 6 innings. Then she walked her first batter with 1 out. That one's fouled back. And now 5 walked batters by Groot, one of them intentional. But Oskaloosa, they have got to stay focused, Kathy, and keep this a 2-run game for them to come up in the bottom of the 7th and have an opportunity to get back in this. Fly ball back behind the stands and out of play.
She's working hard. It's got to be hot out there.
Groot just a junior, again 16-2, a 1.29 ERA, over 200 strikeouts. There's a fly ball left field. Josie Bonnell underneath it makes the catch. And while Carlisle strands 3, they do get 2 runs across. They break the tie and take the lead. 5-3 is our score as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Let's take another look, Kathy, at that very first run that crossed. This is with a 3-3 tie ball game. The catcher, Alexis Westerkamp, not looking, and Groot started her windup, held onto the ball. An illegal pitch. All runners advance.
That's correct. If you don't deliver, if you make the motion and don't deliver the pitch to the batter, then it's an illegal pitch, and all runners advance. So it appears, though, that if she would have delivered the pitch, the catcher wouldn't have caught it anyway.
It probably would have gone to the backstop. I agree, and they probably would have scored that regardless.
You know, but then again, they could have scored 2 if the catcher wasn't looking at that point.
They've shown the ability to do that as well. Oskaloosa struck first in the 2nd inning. Then Carlisle took the lead. Oskaloosa tied it right back up after 5. But Carlisle 2 runs there, top of the 7th. And Oskaloosa down to their last breath here in the 7th inning. 9-1-2. Top of the order will be coming up after Josie Bonnell, the left fielder for the Indians.
A little hug from the third baseman to the pitcher. Come on, let's finish this out.
Josie Bonnell 1 for 2 today. Just a sophomore, and looks at strike 1 from Gabby Snothurst. Slap into right field, and Oskaloosa has a runner aboard. A base hit by Josie Bonnell. And the top of the order now up for the Indians.
That's just the starter for the momentum that Oskaloosa needs in this inning. Now they're back to the top of the order.
Gets the crowd involved, gets the kids believing in the dugout. KYLEE SILLIMAN up to the plate, a single in her last at-bat. Fouls one straight back on the first pitch.
This is where your senior needs to come through for you. You got a runner on base. It's the bottom of the 7th. You need to score that run.
SILLIMAN, hard hit ball, base hit up the middle. First and second, nobody out for the Oskaloosa Indians. Another pitch up and away, just a real good at-bat that time by SILLIMAN.
Just extended her arms, got the head out there, opened up her hips. Nice piece of hitting.
Due up, Anna Jones. Having a discussion with head coach Jay Harms. Gabby Snathurst, a 2-run lead that she's working with here in the 7th inning. But the first 2 runners are aboard for Oskaloosa. Jones tries to lay down a bunt and it goes foul under the catcher. Jones with a ground out in her first 2 at-bats and a pop fly to the pitcher in the infield in the 5th inning. There's the bunt, it hit the bat twice. The bunt went down, but as it bounced back up, Kathy, it hit the bat.
Hit the bat. That just means it's a dead ball, and he has to decide whether the batter's in the batter's box or not.
Watch this.
And she was.
Real good call by the home plate umpire and crew chief, Mike Crozier. Great work by the entire crew here in this 4A game. They've been on top of every single move. Here's the 0-2. And there's strike 3. Anna Jones goes down on strikes. That is out number 1. Strikeout number 5 for Gabby Snathurst.
That is a big confidence building out for Gabby. She'll take a little time here to wipe the sweat off. She needs 2 more outs.
Aubrey Miller to the plate. She had a base hit up the middle in the 5th inning. She's 1 for 3 on the day. The junior second baseman. Second team All-Stater a year ago. 38 hits, 22 runs batted in. She'd love to provide a couple more. There's a hard hit ball into the gap, left center field. 1 runs around to score. Oskaloosa sending SILLIMAN. Now they're going to give her the red light, and she's back to 3rd. And Oskaloosa has runners in 2nd and 3rd in scoring position. Aubrey Miller with a double that scores 1. It's a nice shot to left center. There you see Josie Bonnell scoring for Oskaloosa to make it a 1-run game.
No, you've only had 2 defenses. Yes, you're right.
Looked like SILLIMAN was going to get the green light, but got held up at 3rd. There's Carlisle head coach Jim Flaws making a trip to the pitcher's circle.
It wouldn't have helped at all if that runner had gotten thrown out at home. There would have been 2 outs, and you would have had 1 out left, and you were done. So it was a good job by holding that runner to 3rd, I think.
Had to be tempting, though, to try and tie the game.
You got to come in a little bit. Fly ball is going to tie it anyway. So come in just a little bit. We're going to go home to 1st because it's a slow runner on this when we get to that next batter. Yeah. Yes. Okay, got it?
Let's go, guys.
Let's go. We can do it. Team, 1, 2, 3.
So it's SILLIMAN on 3rd, Miller on 2nd base, Alexis Westerkamp at the plate. Pinch runner out at 3rd, Emily Richmond, or excuse me, number 3 out on 2nd base.
Oh, they're going to intentionally walk her.
Put Westerkamp on to load the bases.
Let's go.
There is an open spot to put her. That allows the defense now to have a chance at a double play and a force at home.
Well, and we heard coach say we're going to go to home first and then to 1. So they are going to load the bases, try and have that opportunity where a ground ball, you can get the out at home. So there's 4 straight to Alexis Westerkamp. And that brings up Alexis Vrew, the center fielder, a senior. An opportunity to either tie or win this game for the Oskaloosa Indians here in the 2016 Class 4A state softball championship game. First pitch strike.
There's that grim determination by Gabby. Great first pitch to get ahead.
The infield at regular depth. The play is at home, a force at home. As Carlisle trying to hold on to a one-run lead. Fly ball over second base. One run is in. And it is tied up here in the 7th inning.
Again, he held the runner up at third. It's not going to do him any good to have an out at home.
Here's a look. Vrew says the Indians are not done yet. Scores Silliman from third. So the seniors get it done here in the 7th. And Oskaloosa, with the bases loaded, just one out, will bring Ava Vanderwall to the plate. An 8th grader with an opportunity to win a state title with the stick. Fouled back and out of play. As Snothurst continues to try and get that first pitch strike. How about this? Carlisle scores 2 in the 7th to break the tie, only to have Oskaloosa return the favor and score 2 in the 7th. They're looking for more. Fly ball left field. This should be deep enough. Vanderwall, a sac fly RBI to win it for Oskaloosa. The 2016 4A state champions.
What a great vote of confidence. Let your 8th grader bat and get the winning RBI. And Oskaloosa is excited.
In their 2nd trip ever to state, the Oskaloosa Indians will leave as state champions of the Class 4A division, taking down Carlisle by a final score of 6-5. How about that for head coach Jay Harms in his 31st season at Oskaloosa? Just his 2nd trip to state. You see him right there. And his first state championship.
See the great respect between these two coaches? Look at that. That is great to see at a high school girls softball game.
Here's the game winner, Ava Vanderwall. Fly ball to left field. Tagging at third, KYLEE SILLIMAN, the 8th grader. Emily Richmond, the pinch runner. Driven in Oskaloosa. They are your 4A state champions.
That's all she needed was one long fly ball.
How about that? The performance from Alexis Groot, the 13 strikeouts on the day. And then the offense able to come through after allowing 2 runs in the 7th when it looked like the wheels fell off. They kept it alive. Josie Bennell got it started with a leadoff single. KYLEE SILLIMAN followed. Hero after hero for Oskaloosa.
Well, if you look at the box score, Oskaloosa had 11 hits. So, you know, they out-hit Carlisle.
From Carlisle, Olivia DuBois. From Oskaloosa, Ashley Kindley. From Boone, Brianna Hunter. From Fairfield, Kennedy Wah. From Fairfield, Ali Dio. From Boone, Lauren Calkins. From Carlisle, ALYSSA Brown. From Oskaloosa, Aubrey Miller. From Carlisle, Gabby Schnothorst. And the captain of the 2016 4A All-Tournament team, Alexis Groot.
Thirteen strikeouts in the championship game. Alexis Groot, your all-tournament team captain. Alexis Westerkamp, first one honored, also on the all-tournament team with Aubrey Miller and Ashley Kinley for Oskaloosa and Carlisle with Alyssa Brown, Olivia DUBOIS, and Gabby Schnothorst out of the championship game.
And Boone represented here on the All-Star team, and Fairfield represented here on the All-Star team.
In addition to receiving plaques, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by the Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Greg Ebling, Dave Wilkerson, Deanne Kramer, and Roger Francis. Congratulations to the runner-up in Class 4A and head coach Jim Flaws and the Carlisle Wildcats on an outstanding 2016 softball season. And your 2016 Class 4A state softball champions, head coach Jay Harms and the Indians from Oskaloosa.
Well, Kathy, just a fantastic championship tournament here for Oskaloosa.
A hard-fought softball game by both teams in rather brutal conditions. You know, 110-degree heat index here. Those pitchers were determined to throw as many strikes as possible, and those batters were determined too. Looks like Oskaloosa came through.
Congratulations to Jay Harms and the Oskaloosa Indians, your 4A state champs. We have more softball state tournament action coming up here today. And could it be as good as this? Alexis Groot, 13 strikeouts, 5 runs scored in the 7th inning. The 5A state championship game coming up next.
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Softball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, TruMoo, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the 2016 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Soccer Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.